Hey, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother Ra'az Allah from GMS London Camp. First and foremost, when they give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekhakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and blessings unto the hopeful and sincere elect, scattered around the four winds, man. Greetings, man. Bakoyakodash, Baha Ra'azah, that's the holy elect and around the four winds of the earth. You see the latest bill that's been passed over there in the shores of America, man, which is going to be a bill prescribed worldwide, by the wicked elite. It says the House passes defense bill to automatically register men between the ages of 18 to 26 for the draft for an illegal war, man, or the war to end all wars, the war of Armageddon. Hamagad in the Hebrew, as it says in the book of Revelation, because this is a prophecy waiting to come to pass in these last days, man. And we're definitely in the last days of the last days, man. And first and foremost, the last major two prophecies in regards to the end of this society, this American Edomite society, has to come to pass first, which is basically the time hour of the temptation, which goes into the mandatory inscription of the implantation of a biometric device known as the MOT to the B in the scriptures, as the RFID hip, which is going to be the digital ID going to be used in this new digital financial system that these devils are setting up, right now through the world as we know it today, through technology and everything. Everything's been basically turned into AI or transformed into the digital currencies and so on and so forth, because that's what the systems is heading towards, the fourth industrial revolution, or the great reset as they call it. And part of that, new digital system is going to be, the MOT to the B, as I said, and, all these new soldiers that are going to be conscribed to go over there to be drafted over there to the Middle East, or the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which we're going to read, Yahweh Shaphat, with the place of the Most High's judgment. They're going to be hit with the C hip as well, as part of their digital ID, their digital identification. As lately as well, you got the guy Kill Gates, as we call him over here in the UK, brothers as well worldwide, Bill Kill Gates. He's just prescribed that digital ID should be pushed over there in the state of New York. I think they're going to be one of the first states to, push it hard over there, because they're touting this new digital system, and you're not going to be able to buy and sell. But leading towards World War III, as I said, the last major prophecies being that, the MOT to the B, the hour of temptation, and the time of Jacob's trouble, which is going to lead to World War III, And in the midst of that, they're going to be drafting these gremlins out here between the ages of 18 and 26. These lost souls out here, man, these men that are going to be dying in the war. And that's going to be the heading of the title of this sit down real quick. Men shall die in the war. And that's in the scriptures, man. I'm going to read a few precepts on that, because men are going to be made scarce in these last days in these major cities, man. And that's why these women are going to be, shucking and jiving and looking desperately like damsels in distress, looking for real men to protect them in these last days. And the only real men that's going to be about, literally, other than the ones that's going to be bugging out around the four winds of the earth, is the the men of the Lord, man, the prophets, man, the ones that they love to hate. But they're in these last days, those are going to be the most desired men on the face of the earth. They're going to be looked upon like celebs, they're going to be chased around like celebrities, basically, even though we're the most hated and most reviled. But that's a blessing, then, according to the scriptures. The Lord said, blessed are ye when men shall revile you, man. Talking about the men of the Lord, because we're the most precious things on this earth in these last days, especially regarding wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Isaiah 33 tells you, man, that wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times and the strength of salvation. Them that fear the Lord shall, only them that fear the Lord shall keep it as a treasure, roughly paraphrasing Salakio, and Isaiah 13, as we always quote, man, a man shall be more precious than fine gold. And that's not just talking about any regular man, that's talking about an Israelite man, specifically a prophet of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, that's going to maintain and be sober-minded in these last days, like I just quoted from Isaiah 33rd chapter. Wisdom and knowledge to be the stability at that times, and strength and salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Yeah, that's how you can say it. To correct myself, the fear of the Lord is his treasure, right? So that's what's going to be happening in these last days. So this is all revolving around what? Prophecy. You know, the testimony of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is a spirit of prophecy, man. And the Lord, told us to be occupied in prophecy, especially in these last days. But not just prophecy in itself, but the last major prophecies especially. Because these things are coming to pass right as we speak, man. It tells you that the men are going to die in a war. Why are they going to be dying in the war? Because men are going to be getting drafted. And men ain't built for war right now. Men ain't in the spirit of being drafted for war. So these youngins out here from the ages of 18 to 26, they're going to get a rude awakening. One day they're just going to get a letter in the post saying that you have to sign up for this war relief, man, because we ain't got no more soldiers, and we need the foot soldiers out there to go on the front lines to get slaughtered, basically. And that's the 2/3 of our people, man, that love this society. They're the ones that's going to be getting drafted over there, and women too, not just men. You proud ass women, the haughty women out here, these independent. We won't see how independent you are when your ass is getting drafted over there to the Middle East, man, or the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the Yahweh Shaphat, the place of the Most High's judgment. Because once you leave the shores of America or Great Britain or wherever it is you're going to be conscribed from to go over there and fight for these damn, war relief efforts and all that, you ain't making it back to your so-called homeland, man. You ain't making it back. Don't expect to be on the flight back to America or the UK and all that when you get drafted over there to the Middle East. That's going to be your last and final destination, man. You're going to die over there because the Lord said the bodies are going to pile up like the dunghills, man. There's going to be dead bodies all over that place in the Middle East, in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. So this is all prophecy, man, and that's going to be punishment for the 2/3 of these niggas and the gets out here that was proud and rebellious and didn't want to repent, man. So this is beautiful, man, and you already know what's going to happen after that. Isaiah 4:1, that's definitely going to come into play, but we're going to read it anyway. This is Isaiah 3, and I'll start read the main point. Verse 25, it says, "The men shall fall by the sword, and die mighty in the war." Yeah, so men are going to be scarce out here in these last days. Men are going to be dropping like flies, man. Men are going to disappear, man, like they showed in that movie I Am Legend with Will Smith. It was just him and his dog, man. It's got to the point where he was talking to a damn mannequin, man, because he said that there's sort of the scarcity and rarity of people around, let alone men. But there was no one in the major cities at all, man. It was ghost towns. It was just him fighting against the fucking people that were diseased, basically. People that was had the virus and all that. Got hit with the stabbing jab and caught the pathogen. That was who all that was remaining in the city. Because he didn't believe people were still alive, but there was out that was scarce, basically, not around his area or where he was living, man. People were basically disappeared. And it's going to be like that, man. So these women are going to be fucking out here like damsels in distress, looking for real men to protect them, man, because they're going to realize that they can't protect themselves, that they was lied to by the so-called white man, thinking they can be independent and fight for themselves and all of this BS. You need a man to protect you. That's the whole point of a man protecting his household and being the head of his family, because he's that hedge of protection for the women and the kids. But these women are so proud, they forgot that part of the memo, man. So a lot of you women going to have to deal with that reality in these last days. You're going to lament for your teats. And many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless daughters, man. You careless ones, man. Let's talk about these senseless, bugged out women out here, these proud heifers out here, man. And you already know the black woman, she's the head of that. And that's why, you got to stay away from that black mamba, man, because they got these women out here nowadays, they got cashew nuts for brains, man. Job 39:17 tells you, man. Lord didn't deprive the woman of wisdom and understanding. So it says verse 25 again, Isaiah 3:25, "Thy men shall fall by the sword," and the sword is a killing instrument. It says, "and die mighty in the war." So there's going to be gunfights over in the homelands, because race riots are going to be kicking off and all of that. There's going to be all kinds of infightings and race riots, class fightings, class riots and all that going on. And then over shores or over the seas, there's going to be major wars taking place, which those men are going to be conscribed to go over there and fight for their neighboring countries, especially America, man. They put it on the builders. It's in the books now. So, Jake's gonna start, feeling the wrath of the Lord, man, on a different level. And these women out here, as it says, verse 26, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. Yeah, because these women are going to be humbled, man, in these last days, because they're going to realize that all that independent talk was really BS, man. All that feminist movement was really all jargon, man, and all that shit's going to go out the window once all hell breaks loose, once their financial system crashes and all that, and World War III takes place. These women are going to realize that they actually do need a man to protect them. They can't protect themselves, man, because they're the weaker vessel. And you got a lot of savages out here. They're going to start seeing and realizing, It says Joel 3:9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And that's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's happening right now. You see Russia, they're getting ready to, attack the West. They got all kinds of ships, circling around Cuba and all that, different places. They're lining up and setting up strategic places to strike over there in the West, man. Europe too. So this war's getting ready to pop off, man. And, Russia's already declared America straight up #1 enemy. Enemy of the state of Russia and all that. The people of Russia. So they're preparing for war, man. This is not gonna go backwards. It's only gonna go forwards and commence. To that Third World War, that war of Armageddon, man. The war of the mountain of the troops, which is gonna be over there. Mainly Salakia in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which I'm going to read, which is Yahweh Shaphat, the Heavenly Father's judgment, man. Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say that I'm strong. Yeah, all these nations that are aligning themselves with Russia, China, so on and so forth. You got the BRIC nations, and then you got America and their counterparts like NATO and all that. And they're gonna go to war, man. It's gonna be a clash of the titans, man. They're all preparing for this Third World War, even if they don't want to be involved in it. That provocation, Slakia, is gonna be the roofs for them to have to basically get their hands dirty. Basically, it says the least of the flock shall draw them out as well. The situation with Israelis and all that, Israel over there fighting over there, with the Palestinians and so on and so forth, and bringing America into that whole heat that's going on right now. That's going to be another, reason or catalyst for all these nations to basically get involved in a war, provocative war, because it's been provoked by these Edomites, man, these small hat rats, man, because they're the devil, man, and they're the heathens that's basically pulling all these nations together to gather themselves into that Third World War. Through the spirit and power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because the Lord said, let him gather, he's gathering the nations, that so he can pour upon him his judgment, so he can plead with them, which is the word plead means to judge. Anyway, verse 12, it says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. So how many, it says, for there will I sit and judge the heathen round about. Yeah, so 2/3 a part of the heathen that's going to be over there fighting in the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. 2/3 of a lot of our Jakes are going to be shipped over there, conscribed, as it says, between the ages of 18 and 26. Men and women are going to be shipped over there to the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat, for judgment, man, because they ain't making it back. As I said, man, once they get drafted over there to the Middle East and all those different surrounding areas, Saudi Arabia and all that, the war zones, they ain't making it back, man. They ain't coming home, man. They're going to die over there, man. Their bodies are going to pile up like the dunghills, man. Stinking, man, getting ready for burial, after the fact, after the smoke is cleared, so to speak, which is going to be the first job of the wicked elite, their first job in the kingdom of the Lord's kingdom of heaven, Yahweh Shai's kingdom, is going to be that the wicked elite are going to be burying bodies, man, those dead bodies that was drafted over there for judgment. So this is all playing out, man, the way the Lord intended it to be, man, because this is chess, not checkers, man. The Lord's the ultimate master chess player, man, so America's fucked, man. Anyone that gets shipped over there, man, you're through, you're done. It says verse 14, multitudes and multitudes in the valley of decision. Yeah, multitudes of who? People, man. Multitudes of people. So that's why there's going to be a scarce and rarity of men in these major cities, man, because they're gonna be shipped over there to the Middle East, you know, or to be put on the front line. And you know, modern day men out here, these niggas, especially these niggas, they don't know nothing about no damn war. All they know is the living in the ghetto and trying to be a, you know, top shotter and all these different things, man, or be a basketball player. They don't know nothing about no damn war, man. Except for anything, a Hollywood movie that they've seen on TV screen, man. But they ain't never been in lived in no war zone. They don't know nothing about no damn war. So they're gonna die over there. Multitudes and multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near. In the valley of decision, yes, because the Lord wants to pour that judgment upon the wicked, man. Even 2/3 of our own people. And as I said, that's when, you know, this is going to come into play. When all hell's breaking loose in the time of Jacob's trouble, because men are going to be dying over there in these states as well, throughout these race riots, class riots, and all that. And people are going to turn seditious, more seditious. And, you know, it tells in 2 Ezra 15, the men are going to have swords in their hands. The modern day sword is the gun. You know, there was all reports that a guy got, you know, arrested, even though that probably was a psyop or event, whatever. But that's the vibration that's getting pushed on the earth right now of race riots. The guy Edomite got arrested because he was going to go to a shopping mall with all kinds of artillery and basically start shooting Jakes in the damn shopping mall and all that to start off a race riot, he was saying in the article. So, but that's exactly what's going to start happening, you know. This ain't no made up scenario, man. This ain't no conspiracy theory or none of that. This shit is gonna take place. Why? Because it's the spirit of the power of the Lord. It's His word. It's His prophecy, man. The Lord said Micah 5:7 is gonna take place, man. You know, is that all these nations are gonna come clashing together, and Jake's gonna be in the midst of them, man. You know, like lions amongst the sheep. So it's Isaiah 4:1. Says a remnant prepared. Who's the remnant? The elect, man. And, you know, they're the ones that's being prepared, you know, to be delivered, man. Everyone else is gonna be, you know, persona non grata out here, man. They're gonna be the you know, wars of casualty basically, if they're not on the Lord's list for salvation, man. Because the Lord got two different lists. He's got the list for the elect, and He's got a list for the you know, the 2/3. So, you know, you got to pray which list you're gonna be on in these last days, especially these heifers out here, because they're proud as hell. It says, and in that day say 7 women, Salakia, shall take hold of one man. And that number 7 is a complete number of women, basically. So it could be between 1 to 10 to 100 different women, man. Who knows? It's going to be a complete number of women that's going to be, you know, chasing certain men down, man. Especially the men of the Lord. To one man, basically. So a man can have many wives, man, you know. So we're saying we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Yeah. So these women are going to be basically giving up the box and humbling themselves and being making supplication unto their husbands, you know, to deliver them in the time of you know, great tribulation, the time of Jacob's trouble, man. These women are going to be more submissive in that day. All this proud, independent talk's going to go out the window, especially when they see that women are getting shipped over to the Middle East to basically die in a war. You know, they're gonna humble themselves real quick. All that independent feminist talk's going to go straight out the window, man. They're going to become housewives overnight, begging men to deliver them in that day, especially when they're going to see a scarcity and a rarity of men. Because it says that the bridegrooms are going to die in a war, man. The fiancés are going to be shipped off to the Middle East and they ain't going to see their fiancés ever again. They're going to die in the war. This is the time that we're coming into, man. This ain't no made up shit, man. The Esau's already, you know, put this in the books, man. It's an actual bill. House passed a defense bill to automatically register, so that's mandatory. So men between the ages of 18 to 26 for a draft. To draft where? To over there to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahushaphat, the Middle East, man. Where World War III is going to basically take place, man. That's going to be the hotbed of World War III. So these men are gonna drop dead, man. These men are gonna die. You ain't gonna see those men ain't gonna be seen ever again. So that's why these women are gonna be bugging the fuck out, man. Like, where were the men at? You know? Please save me and all that. It's gonna be a scarcity, man. You know, men shall war, man. It's a real thing. It's 2 Ezra 16. And I'll start from 22.
22, yeah. So for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish with famine, which that's coming in a major way. It says, and others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy it. Yeah. So as I said, there's gonna be race riots, class riots, civil wars gonna break out. You know, more civil unrest, and then on top of that, World War III, man. You know, so it's gonna be hell on earth, basically, man. It's gonna be a bloodbath out here, very much soon, pretty much soon. And this is all the will of the Father, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, because he's pouring out that his righteous indignation upon the earth, upon the wicked, man. It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. Yeah, so there's going to be dead bodies piling up, especially over there in the Middle East, like I just mentioned, man. It says, and there shall be no man to comfort them. It says, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. Yeah, they're going to be turned into ghost towns, man. Like I mentioned, I Am Legend with Will Smith. They're going to be ghost towns out here, man. Ghost cities, you know. You're going to feel like you're the only person in the whole earth. Like how rare it's going to be to see the next person and all that. You know, because people are just going to be dropping dead left, right, and center and catching hell in different circumstances, man. You know, it's not going to be how it is now. You know, people just going to be on edge. Every minute they're just going to be on edge, man. Like you know, being wary of the flesh and not being wary, you know. Because it's going to get bloody and gory out here, man. It's going to be the land of the merciless and the lawlessness, basically, very much soon. You know, people gonna go from civilized to uncivilized real quick. And as I said, you know, the conscription is gonna be a scarcity anyway. So it says, there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. Yeah, man. Man, the people are just gonna be disappearing off the face of the earth, man. You know. So jump down. It says, verse 27. It says, no man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. And that's what that whole film, I Am Legend with Will Smith was based upon, man. He thought he was the only person in the neighboring cities, and there was no one left because that disease that came through killed everyone. But there were still people that were alive, but they were just hiding out in different places and in different towns and all that, but far away from where he was placed, basically, or stayed. You know, his home base and all that. He didn't see no one, man. You know, and that's the scripture right there. So that not one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. Yeah, got to the point where he's going throughout the city, the major cities, or the city you know the agora, basically the marketplace and all that. He's basically talking to damn mannequins, man. He went to the shopping areas and all that, major stores and all that, and he was talking to a damn mannequin, man. That's how scarce a rarity of a man seeing another person was. He was having conversations with a fucking mannequin. Showing you that it's gonna get fucking real dark out here, literally, man. You know, for of a city shall be 10 left, and 2 of a field, says, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks, man. Yeah, people are going to be hiding out, you know, because it's gonna get gory out here. Martial law troops gonna be out here chasing people down, and people just gonna be out here just mercilessly killing each other as well. So people are gonna be hiding, man. It's gonna be like purge season all over the states of America, man, and worldwide too. Over here in the UK, same shit's gonna happen, man. And they show you in that movie, Children of Men. That's why they called it Children of Men, because men weren't even men, you know, basically was getting killed in the war, and the women was, you know, basically left childless and all that, man. Until one particular woman was able to bear seed, and you know, so on and so forth. You can watch the movie. It shows you, man. But that topic of, you know, scarcity and all that, and you know, that's what those movies were based upon, man. You know, time of great tribulation. You know, and them not having no help. Only ones that's gonna be helped in these last days is the men of the Lord. That's part of the hopeful elect. You know, because the Lord said He's not gonna let them, forsake His own, basically. It's like, I don't want to keep rambling on. Verse 31, it says, in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and the ways of all her paths shall grow up full of thorns. And they show you that in those dystopian type movies, you know. I keep mentioning the I Am Legend because that's just one of the main movies that show you that. It says, because no man shall travel thereof, there through. Yeah, that's like the main movie. That's like the main, when you watch that movie, man, these precepts will pop into your head. It's like it's popping off the page, man, in that movie. If you're spiritually, you got the spiritual eyesight to see it. It says, the virgins shall mourn. This is the main precept, verse 33. It says, the virgins shall mourn, man. Having no bridegrooms. Yeah. The husbands, the fiancés, they gonna die over there, man. They gonna die in the States, and they gonna die over there, especially in the Middle East, man. In the land of Jehoshaphat. The valley of Jehoshaphat, man. It says, the women shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. Exactly. So this is the time that's gonna pop off, man. This conscriptions, man. These conscriptions are gonna be the reason why these women are gonna be crying about their virgins are gonna mourn having no bridegrooms, man. And the women are gonna cry mourn because their husbands are dying in the war. It's beautiful, man. How the word of the Lord actually works, and it affects, man. And it affects our daily, man. Because these words are living. These words are living and true, They're actually like, happening as we speak. Literally living, popping off the page, man. It's beautiful, man. Kalallah Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because that shows you that the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is faithful and true, man. He's not a man that he shall lie. Verse 34, it says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed. This is the Third World War. There's going to be a lot of dead bridegrooms, man. A lot of dead fiancés out here. In the wars, the Third World War, the war to end the war, shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Yeah, see? So we're not making this shit up, man. How are they going to die in the war? Because they're going to go over there to die in the war. But by being conscribed, man. Young men to older men, man. So this is beautiful, man. Anyway, I think that's it anyway, man. I don't want to make this too long. I just wanted to, push the point that of this, this is a prophecy being fulfilled right now. So these men are definitely going to start dropping dead. The numbers are going to start dropping, or start rising, should I say. The mortality rate's going to start rising off the charts in these last days, man. And it's going to be a scarcity and rarity of real men out here, The only ones that's going to be out here left are the men of the Lord. And the women are going to be flocking to us like crazy, man. Like we're the celebs of the earth, because they're going to realize that the spirit of the Lord is working with those men, and not with every other, bugged out dude out there, so to speak, when all hell's breaking loose. This is what it's all about, the elect of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. So, count our blessings, man, in these last days, man. Stay prayed up. Give all glory and praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Hashem Chodash. Shalom to the hopeful and sincere elect, man. Shalom.